All right, everybody, we're going to continue to read the Torah. We have two more Torah portions to read. This coming Shabbat, we're reading one for the festival of Sukkot, and then we're going to be finishing off in in Deuteronomy. So today, for the Torah reading for Sukkot, we're going to be reading Leviticus 22, verses 26 to 23:44, in the Haftorah and the Gospels. So, as we read right now, Leviticus 22, starting in verse 26. And Yah spoke to Moses, saying, when an ox or a lamb or a goat is born, and when it has been 7 days under its mother, then from the 8th day and onward is acceptable for an offering, a fire offering to Yah. But an ox or sheep, it and its young one, you shall not slaughter in 1 day. And when you sacrifice a sacrifice of thanksgiving to Yah, you shall sacrifice it of your free will. It shall be eaten on that day. You shall not leave any of it until the morning. I am Yah. And you shall keep my commandments and shall do them. I am Yah. And you shall not profound my holy name, and I shall be counted holy among the sons of Israel. I am Yah who sanctify you, who is bringing you up out of the land of Egypt to become your Elohim. I am Yah. And now we're going to read Leviticus chapter 23 to verse 44. And Yah spoke to Moses, saying, speak to the sons of Israel, and I shall say to them, the set feast of Yah, which you shall proclaim as holy gatherings, shall be these. These are my appointed feasts. Work is to be done 6 days, and on the 7th day shall be a Sabbath of rest, a holy gathering. You shall do no work. It is a Sabbath to Yah in your dwellings. These are the appointed times of Yah, holy gatherings which you shall proclaim in their appointed seasons. In the 1st month, on the 14th of the month, between evenings, is the Passover to Yah. And on the 15th day of this month is the feast of unleavened to Yah. You shall eat unleavened things 7 days. On the 1st day you shall have a holy gathering. You shall do no laborious work. And you shall bring near a fire offering to Yah 7 days. And the 7th day shall be a holy gathering. You shall do no laborious work. And Yah spoke to Moses, saying, speak to the sons of Israel, and you shall say to them, when you come in to the land which I am giving you, and have reaped its harvest, and have brought in the Omer of the beginning of your harvest to the priest, when he shall wave the Omer before Yah for your acceptance, on the morrow of the Sabbath the priest shall wave it, and you shall prepare a lamb on the day you wave the Omer, one without blemish, a son of a year, for a burnt offering to Yah. And its food offering shall be 2/10 part of flour mixed with oil, the fire offering of Yah, a sweet fragrance, and its drink offering, 1/4 of a hin, or up to verse 14. And you shall not eat bread, nor roast grain, nor fresh ears, until the same day, until you have brought an offering to Yah. It is a never-ending statute throughout your gatherings in all you dwell. And you shall number to you from the next day after the Sabbath, from the day you bring in the Omer of the wave offering, there shall be 7 complete Sabbaths. And the next day after the 7th Sabbath, you shall number 50 days. And you shall bring near a new food offering to Yah. You shall bring in bread out of your dwellings for a wave offering, 2 loaves, and they shall be 2/10 ephah of flour, and shall be baked with leaven, first fruits to Yah. And besides the bread, you shall offer 7 lambs without blemish, sons of a year, and 1 bull of son of a herd, and 2 rams. They are burnt offerings to Yah, with their food offering and their drink offerings, a fire offering of soothing fragrance to Yah. And you shall offer 1 he-goat for a sin offering, and 2 lambs, sons of a year, for a sacrifice of peace offering. And the priest shall wave them besides the bread of the first fruits, a wave offering before Yah, besides the 2 lambs. They are holy to Yah for the priest. And you shall make a proclamation on this same day. It is a holy gathering to you. You shall do no laborious work of service. It is a never-ending statute in all our dwellings throughout your generations. We're up to verse 22. And when you reap the harvest of your land, you shall not completely reap the corner of your field, nor shall you gather the gleaner of your harvest. You shall leave them for the poor and for the alien. I am Yah, your Elohim. And Yah spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the sons of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, on the 1st of the month, a holy day Sabbath shall be to you, a memorial acclamation of the resounding of the trumpets, a holy gathering. You shall do no laborious work, and you shall bring a fire offering to Yah. And Yah spoke to Moses, saying, Also on the 10th of the 7th month shall be a day of atonement. There shall be a holy gathering, and you shall humble and weaken your bodies, and shall bring a fire offering to Yah. And you shall do no work in the same day, for it is a day of atonement, to atone for you before Yah, your Elohim. For any person who is not humbled in the same day shall be cut off from his people. And any person who does work in the same day, I shall even cut off that person from the midst of his people. You shall do no work. It is a never-ending statute throughout your generations in all your dwellings. It is a Sabbath of rest to you, and you shall humble your souls in the 9th of the month at evening. From evening until evening you shall keep your Sabbath. We're up to verse 33. And Yah spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the sons of Israel, saying, In the 15th day of the 7th month shall be a feast of booths, 7 days to Yah. On the 1st day shall be a holy gathering. You shall do no laborious work. 7 days you shall bring a fire offering to Yah. On the 8th day you shall have a holy gathering, and you shall bring a fire offering to Yah. It is a solemn assembly. You shall do no laborious work of service. These are the set feasts of Yah, which you shall proclaim. A holy gathering to bring a fire offering to Yah, a burnt offering and a food offering, a sacrifice and a drink offering, the thing of the day of its own day, besides the Sabbath of Yah, and besides your gifts, and besides all your vows, and besides all your free will offerings, which you shall give to Yah. Also the 15th day of the 7th month, which you gather the increase of the land, you shall keep the feast of Yah 7 days. On the 1st, a holy Sabbath, and on the 8th day, a holy Sabbath. And you shall take to yourselves on the 1st day the fruit of the majestic trees, palm branches, and burrows of oak trees, and willows of the valley, and shall rejoice before Yah your Elohim 7 days. And you shall celebrate it at feasts to Yah 7 days in a year, a never-ending statute throughout your generations. In the 7th month you shall keep it. You shall sit in Sukkot for 7 days. All who are native in Israel shall sit down in Sukkot, so that your generations shall know that I caused the sons of Israel to live in Sukkot when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am Yah, your Elohim. And Moses declared the appointed feast of Yah to the sons of Israel. Okay, that was Leviticus. Now we're going to go to Zechariah 14, which is the Haftorah. In Zechariah 14, we're going to read 1 to 21. In Zechariah 14. Behold, the day of Yah comes, and your spoil shall be divided among you. For I will gather all the nations to battle against Jerusalem, and the city shall be captured, and the house plundered, and the woman raped, and half the city shall go into exile, and the rest of the people shall not be cut off from the city. And Yah shall go out and fight against these nations, like the day he fought in the day of the battle. And his feet shall stand in that day on the Mount of Olives, which is before Jerusalem, on the east, and the Mountain of Olives shall divide from its middle, from east even to the west, a very great valley. And half of the mountain shall be moved towards the north, and half of it towards the south. And you shall flee to the valley of my mountains, for the valley of the mountains shall reach to Zelle. And you shall flee as you fled from before the earthquake in the days of Uzziah, king of Judah. And Yah, my Elohim, shall come, and all the saints with you. And it will be in that day there shall not be light. The glorious ones will shrink. And it will be one day which shall be known to Yah, not day and not night, but there will be light at an evening time. And it shall be in that day, living waters shall go out from Jerusalem. Half of them shall go towards the eastern sea, and half of them towards the western sea. In summer and in winter it shall be. And Yah shall be king over all the earth. In that day, Yah shall be united, Echad, in the name united, Echad. All the land shall be turned as a plain from Geba to Rebon, south of Jerusalem, and it shall rise and dwell in this place, from Benjamin's gate to the place of the first gate, to the corner gate, and from the tower of Haneel to the king's wine presses. And there shall live in it, and they shall live in it, and they shall not again be shuttered in, but Jerusalem shall dwell safely. We're up to verse 12. And this shall be the plague with which Yah will strike all the people who have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall rot white. They stand on their feet, while they stand on their feet, and their eyes will rest in their sockets, and their tongues shall rot in their mouths. And it shall be in that day a great panic of Yah shall be among them, and they shall each one lay hold of his neighbor, and his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor. We're up to verse 14. And Judah also shall fight at Jerusalem, and the wealth of the surrounding nations shall be gathered, gold and silver and clothing very much. And so shall be the plague of the horse, the mule, the camel, the donkey, and all the beasts which shall be in those camps like this plague. And it shall be everyone who is left from all the nations which came up against Jerusalem shall go up from year to year to worship the King, Yah of hosts, to keep the feast of Sukkot. And it shall be whoever will not go up from the families of the earth to Jerusalem to worship the King, Yah of hosts, there shall even be no rain on them. And if the family of Egypt does not go up, nor come in, then the rain shall not be on them. But the plague which with Yah shall strike the nations who do not come up to keep the feast of Sukkot. This shall be Egypt's offense, and the offense of all nations who do not come up to keep the feast of Sukkot. In that day there shall be on 2 bells of the house of the horses, holy to Yah, and the pots in the house of Yah shall be like the bowls before the altar. And every pond, Jerusalem and Judah, shall be holy to Yah of hosts. And all those who sacrifice shall come and take of them, and boil in them. And in that day there shall not be a traitor in the house of Yah, host anymore. And now we go to read Luke, chapter 2, with the renewed covenant for the Sabbath reading. Luke chapter 2, verses 1 to 20. And now it happened in those days that a decree went out from Augustus Caesar, that the names of the people of his dominion should be written down. This registration first occurred under the governing of Caesarea by Cyrenius. And all went to be registered, each to his own city. And Joseph also went from Galilee out of the city of Nazareth to Judah, to the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because of his being of the house of the family of David, to be registered with Miriam, the one having been brothered to him as a wife, she being pregnant. And it happened, as they were there, the days were fulfilled for her to bear. And she bore a son to the firstborn, and she wrapped him in the swaddle clothing, and laid him in the manger, because there was no room where they could lodge. And shepherds were in the same region, living in the fields and keeping guard over the flock by night. And behold, the cherubim of Elohim came on them, and the glory of Yah shone around them, and they feared with great fear. Verse 10. And the cherubim said to them, do not fear, for behold, I proclaim good news to you, a great joy, which will be to all the world. For today is born to you in the city of David the Savior, who is Yah, the Messiah. And this is a sign to you. You will find an infant having been wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in the manger. And suddenly there was with the cherubim a multitude of heavenly hosts, praising Yah, saying, glory to Yah in the highest, and peace on earth, goodwill among men. We're up to verse 15. And it happened that the cherubims departed from them into the heavens. Even the men, the shepherds, said to one another, indeed, let us go over to Bethlehem, and let us see the things occurring, which Yah made known to us. And hurrying, they came and sought out both Miriam and Joseph, and the baby lying in the manger. And seeing, they publicly told about the words spoken to them about this child. And all those hearing marveled about the things spoken to them by the shepherds. And Miriam kept all these words, meditating in her heart. And the shepherds returned, glorifying and praising Yah for all the things which they heard and saw, even as was spoken to them. And when the 8 days had passed to circumcise the child, his name was called Yahshua, the name called by the cherubim before he was conceived in the womb. And when the days of her cleansing, according to the law of Moses, were fulfilled, they took him up to Jerusalem to present him to Yah. Hallelujah. We went to 22. We were supposed to go just to 20, but that is the Torah reading for this Sabbath coming up, the Sukkot Torah. We'll be doing a teaching on this coming up as well. You all have a blessed day. Yah be with you all this day and always. Shalom, shalom.
Good morning.